This is Andy Peroff, Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm joined by Matt Macklin out here in Las Vegas. Matt, how you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Obviously, you're a bit of a late arrival to a party this week. How come you decided to fly out so late?
That's when they brought us in. I think the media, the press conference, the weigh-in. That's, obviously the fights. I think that's enough, really.
Obviously, we are here for the Wilder-Ortiz return match. Obviously, Wilder successful in the first fight via 10th round knockout. But what are you expecting this time round?
Do you know what? I think Wilder will probably be a little bit cagier early on because he knows that Ortiz buzzed him last time and probably was lucky to survive that round and cleared his head in the minute, and then fair play to him, came out and got the job done, got the finish in a pretty devastating fashion. But he knows that Ortiz carries enough power to hurt him. He's very well schooled, very good judge of distance. Was a brilliant amateur. Real good southpaw. So Wilder knows he can't afford to get too reckless and get caught. That said, he's an explosive kind of fighter. So he's had so many first round knockouts. He's so dangerous. Early on and even late on, he showed in the Tyson Fury fight he carries power. He's got that natural God-given power, Wilder. He's got it, from the first round right up to the last. But I don't know. I think he'll be a little bit cagey because he'll know that Ortiz is clever, he's crafty. And he'll be trying to set traps. I think Ortiz will be trying to walk Wilder onto shots, so we're definitely trying to lure him in and counter punch him and catch him. So I think Wilder will be, maybe cagey is the wrong word, but I think he'll be switched on from the get-go. He'll know that Ortiz, carries a big threat.
Now, yesterday I found out that Luis-Ortiz has apparently lost close to 20 pounds, as said at a press conference. What are your thoughts on that, if that is deemed to be true?
I think as long as he's done it gradually and, he's not making weight, is he? So I think he's only done it to improve his performance, maybe improve his mobility, his speed. So I would see that probably as a positive. I don't think I'd look into that negatively. I think that's something that he's thought about. Maybe he wants more mobility, more speed. And, as long as he's done it gradually over and correctly, then I think that's a good thing.
By Lewis's own admission, the last time they fought, he just gassed out, and that's when the knockout came. He's brought in the S&C coach in Larry Wade, who's been working on everything from that side. Do you think if he could have maintained a higher level of performance for the rest of the fight and he didn't gas out, it would have been a different outcome against Deontay in the first fight?
I mean, who knows? Maybe, Wilder definitely recovered well, but I think that Ortiz probably did, when he tried to get the finish, did kind of punched himself out a little bit, gassed out, as you said. So maybe, he's obviously worked hard on his conditioning, lost a lot of weight, mobility, speed, and carrying dead weight, carrying weight that doesn't need to be there. It's tiring, isn't it? You're carrying extra weight. You're gonna get the tank's gonna empty a lot quicker. So, yeah, he's obviously worked. That's something he's reflected on his performance. And it's an area where he thinks he can improve on his performance. And in fairness to him, he's obviously gone about it and worked hard, to lose the 20 pounds. And I'm looking forward to the fight. I think it's going to be interesting. I think Ortiz is dangerous. That said, I do think Wilder will win. But I think Ortiz is a very live underdog.
So how does the fight kind of play out when they're both in the ring? How do you kind of see I was going to say styles clashing or gelling, but we kind of know how it went the first time round. How do you kind of see the fight playing out?
No, I think Ortiz will be trying to set traps for Wilder. He'll be hoping that he can walk him onto a shot. He's got good judge of distance, controls the distance really well. He's very good amateur-wise, very technically good boxer. So I think he'll be trying to set traps, trying to walk Wilder onto shots. So Wilder's just got to be careful of that. We know what kind of power he carries. And in fairness to him as well, when he did get hurt against Ortiz, he recovered well, dug in there and came back and found the punches to finish the fight. So, I think Ortiz will be trying to be clever, trying to be tricky. But I think Wilder will prevail.
And obviously on the undercard we see Leo Santa Cruz versus Miguel Flores. Leo looking to become a full-weight world champion. Just when you reflect over his career, how much credit does he actually deserve? And do you think he has received as much credit as what he should have done today?
I think he's a big name fighter, isn't he, Santa Cruz? And everyone knows that. He obviously had those two great fights with Cruz-Frampton. I'd like to see a trilogy because there was no real closure on that. Majority decision either way each time. Both great fights. So I think there has to be a third one there. And I know Frampton would love a third fight. So, if Santa Cruz doesn't want to give him that one, I think that leaves a little bit of a shadow over him. I think he should give Frampton that third fight. And if he wins a world title at super featherweight, I'm pretty sure Frampton would happily step up there and meet him there to settle the business.
And moving away from this card, back home, back in Liverpool, we see Callum Smith defending his world titles against John Ryder. What are your thoughts on that fight?
I just think Callum, a friend of mine, and he's I don't know John Ryder anywhere near as well, but I know he's a nice lad, but and a good fighter, and has looked really good lately. But I just think that Callum's far too big. I think Ryder probably could still do middleweight. I think Callum's too big. He's huge, massive super middleweight. I could see his future at light heavyweight, but it's difficult really. I don't think anyone at super middleweight would beat Callum Smith. I think he's the number one fighter in the world right now at 168 pounds, and like I say, I actually believe he could probably go on and hold his own at the light heavyweight division.
Obviously, there's been these past few days, the fans over social media weren't happy to find out about the Sky pay-per-view price for Ruiz-Joshua 2 going up by £5 to $24.95. Just what's your thoughts on it?
No one likes anything being put up, do they? They're not boxing or, in life, but prices go up, don't they? It's, inflation and people's wages and salaries and everything goes up, and price of beer, price of food, price of hotels, that's life, isn't it? Things go up and we all moan, but if we want it, we'll pay for it, won't we?
Well, Macklin, I appreciate your time. I'll let you crack on now. Thanks for speaking to myself from Boxing Social.
Cheers.